And a little extra. Okay. So the first thing I want to ask you is, I looked into your questionnaire, right? And
Mhm,
something interesting that I found is, so when there is a meeting, right? Everyday meeting, Scrum Master organizes the meeting for
mhm.
the
Daily stand up.
yeah, the daily stand-up meetings.
Mhm, mhm.
So in the meetings, is it true that the Scrum Master do not have to attend the meeting?
Not mandatory, but at the initial stages, when the
Okay.
team is new and the team is formed, right?
Yeah.
So, we have to set things up. So during that time, Scrum Master needs to attend. At later stages, maybe once the team is,
Established.
able to do things among themselves, when it is self-organized,
Yeah.
the Scrum Master need not attend. Yeah, that's true.
So, so yeah, so coming back to the same question, right? What would
Mhm.
the role of Scrum Master be? Like I just set up a meeting, and so the Scrum Master would set up a meeting in the
Mhm.
future, right? When the team is,
See, need not attend meaning,
yeah,
it doesn't mean that don't attend.
okay.
Need not attend means if there is a conflict, Scrum Master might give priority to other meeting and skip this meeting. But
But
it's not like okay, Scrum Master is no more part of this meeting. Not like that.
okay, okay, I get it.
Only if there is a conflict. Yeah.
But what would be the role of Scrum Master in the meetings then?
Which
Who
meetings?
who interacts during the meeting? Is it just the development team most of the time? Are they the one?
Yeah, it's development team itself. Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
See, it's more of a update that is provided from each team member to other team members.
okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. So it's not a status meeting. One thing you need to understand,
Uh-huh.
nobody is giving status to anyone. It's more about updating their work
Yeah.
on what they're working on to everyone else in the meeting.
So besides organizing the meeting,
Hmm.
if someone from the development team says that they have trouble with some of the sprint, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, do I make some changes, or do I contact the product owner? How do I resolve, or do I role in?
What kind of thing? I did not get the question completely. Can you come again?
Let's say we are running one sprint, okay,
Hmm.
and the development team has some problem with the sprint. They have some issue. I don't know, it could be any issue, and if they bring up the issue in the meeting, do I have to do something about it?
So first of all, yes, as a Scrum Master,
Yeah.
you need to take responsibility to solve that. And for that, who is the right stakeholder that you need to approach to? You need to decide. If it's a requirement issue, then go to product owner. If it's more of a people issue, you yourself try to solve that.
Yeah,
Right?
that
If you're not able to solve that, then go to the management.
okay. Those are the things that I'm little worried. So I really don't know what kind of issues that I have to encounter, and we
Uh-huh.
haven't really talked about
See,
these issues.
there might be conflicts.
Yeah.
These are more common things. Like there might be conflicts.
Can
So
you give
like,
Rajat, do
uh,
you mind giving me one example in
yeah,
a
one sure. One example can be like, assume you and me, we both are developers.
okay,
Okay, or you are a developer, I am a tester. Okay,
okay.
now there's a conflict that, look, according to me, this
Mm,
is how it has to be developed.
okay.
This is how it has to be developed, and this takes 2 days of effort, right? But you disagree that. You say that no, we cannot develop it, the way I am saying, right?
Mhm.
So maybe you want to do it in a different way, but
Okay.
I don't agree on that. So there is a conflict here,
Uh-huh.
right? Who can help us here? The Scrum Master needs to make the team understand. If the team is not able to get it, or they're not able to solve it with the Scrum Master inputs, then they go with the dev lead or architect or anyone. They can reach out to the next level folks and get it sorted, right?
Okay.
Or maybe assume I want a certain meeting for a certain time. The other person wants that meeting in a different time. again there is a conflict,
Yeah.
right? So again, such things Scrum Master has to, you as a Scrum Master need to handle. Like, you figure out a way, a common time that works for both, or everyone, so that everyone is happy. So those are things that you need to take care.
Okay. Okay. So now the other thing is, if I go to if I sell myself into the market as a Scrum Master, and if I'm applying
Mhm,
for a job, right?
mhm.
So is it going to be a complete new team with new
No,
stakeholders, or
not
do I?
no,
Okay.
no, not always, not always. Can
Okay.
be, but 60 to 70% of the chances is that it won't be a new team. It
So it
might
is a.
be a already existing team that's working on a project.
So the Scrum. So if I go into the market, I might get in. I might be involved into the pre-existed sprint. Is that what you're saying?
Possible, possible.
Oh
That's
wow.
possible. Like
Yeah.
assume I'm a Scrum Master.
Yeah.
I quit the job there, and
Okay.
they take you as a replacement,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah, I hand over things to you. So you have to continue from that particular sprint there. You have
So
to do it. Yeah.
do I have do the Scrum Master have supervisor or someone they can?
Yes. You will have a supervisor or someone to whom you will report to.
Okay. 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 That is cool. So the,
Mm.
so the other thing is I was looking into the thing, and remember we talked about the Scrum Kanban and Scrum Ban.
Yes.
Yeah. So how much do I have to learn about Kanban? Because one of my friend, I talked to one of my friend. He's also a Scrum Master, and he was telling me that he has to work with Kanban and Scrum. Kanban a little bit, but most of the time it's going to be Scrum.
Yes.
Is it true? Do I have to learn about
That's true.
Kanban?
No,
Yeah.
that's not needed actually.
Mhm.
At a high level should be enough. But focus more on Scrum. Make sure you are, perfect in terms of Scrum. Kanban, that's okay. You have the basic knowledge. That should be enough.
So is the same can the same sprint or the can the same I don't know this story can be placed under Kanban and Scrum at the same time, or is it going to be one
No,
for the
no,
Scrum?
no. No, it can be only one. It can
Oh,
be only one. Yeah,
okay, okay, okay. That is what I wanted to know.
yeah.
So, do you think you can talk a little bit about the techniques? I know about the t-shirt sizes,
Hmm.
but can you tell me a little bit about poker and analysis technique and estimation techniques, if you don't mind?
Uh, oh,
T-shirt is
plan,
it's according to the sizes that I get it.
planning poker, right? You want to know about planning poker?
Please, please. First planning
Just
poker, and then
mhm,
analysis technique and the estimation technique. There are four techniques, right?
mhm.
So yeah, for the planning.
Give me 1 minute. Let me
Please.
bring up the slide.
Okay.
Let me know once you're able to see my screen.
Um, waiting.
Okay.
Based on what I'm learning, Rajiv, I don't see. To be honest, I don't see what my. I really trying to understand what do I do, besides organizing the meeting. And,
See,
but
mostly your role would be organizing meeting,
yeah,
making sure your team is able to deliver, on time.
on
Your
time.
team is motivated. Your team is, you know, motivated throughout the project and delivering what is being committed.
Yeah, I think I've asked you this before. What if the sprint doesn't meet the timeline?
Sprint timeline is always fixed. There is no option of meeting or not meeting the timelines.
Okay. No, but
But
when
the
yes,
whatever they are committed, they might not be able to complete. That would be either spilled over, the product owner has to prioritize and spill it over, carry forward to the next sprint.
Oh, okay. So because there were the risk, I looked into like the things, and it talked about there are three risks in Scrum. One of them were scope creep, the second one was timeline, and the third one was budget. I understand the timeline risk, but can
Mhm.
you tell me how can the budget be risk in Scrum? How can a budget is already pre-estimated, isn't it?
Sorry, come again.
So when I look into the list of the risk, okay,
Mhm,
there were risk in Scrum. One of
mhm,
the risk was timeline, which makes
mhm,
sense, right? We just talked
mhm,
about it. Then
mhm.
the second risk was budget.
Budget, okay. See, in
How can
budget, your role is very minimal there. It would be more of a project manager who will be taking care of it. I don't think you can contribute in terms of you can help the project manager to tackle the situation of budget risk, but then it's not your responsibility, I would say. It's not your
okay,
responsibility.
all right. And how about the? Can you tell me what scope creep is? I kind of missed that.
Scope creep. See, scope creep is like, I tell you, as a product owner, I'll tell you, you have to develop A and B.
Hmm.
Okay. But then later I come back and say you have to develop A, B, and C, all the three. Basically, I'm trying to squeeze little more scope within the same time and budget.
Hmm.
Understand?
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, yes. Scope creep. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So basically, trying to uh, increase the
volume.
scope. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes. Let's go back to the slides that you just pulled.
Mm. So you want to know about the planning poker, right?
Yeah.
So planning poker, if you see, I think I repeated this couple of times,
Hmm.
wherein planning meeting, during the planning meeting, once the product owner explains what has to be done and how it has to be done, then the team members will estimate it. The team member will estimate it how much story points is needed for that particular story. So basically, the product owner reads out the story, the team estimates, saying that okay, maybe I will say 2 story points, you will say 5 story points, the other person says 3 story points. Then the team will discuss. The team will continue discussing until everyone comes to the same conclusion that okay, fine, everyone agrees on 3 story points or 5 story points. Actually, it cannot be four. This is wrong here, but everyone should be agreeing on either 2, 3, 5, 8. That's the thing, right?
Mm.
So this continues until everyone agrees on the same point.
And does this thing happens in Scrum planning?
Yes, it happens in sprint planning.
Oh,
Once the product owner explains what has to be done, and once the team decides how to do it, then the you know this thing planning book happens.
okay. How about the analogy technique? I understand t-shirt, poker, and now about analogy technique.
See, analogy technique. Okay, let me try to explain that, but it's not much used actually.
Hmm.
It's more of a this the benefit from this technique is by applying the learned cost, duration, resources, all the things are taken into consideration. So I would say this analogy estimate will be used mostly by the project managers and not by the scrum masters. Yeah, can you see my screen? Why is it blank?
It's blank.
Why? 1 second, hold on. Why is it? Okay, now it's fine, right?
Mm.
Okay, not sure what happened there. So this analogy technique, I would say it is mostly used for the uh, project managers and not the scrum masters. Okay, but still, if you kind of want to know at a high level what it is, then let me try to bring it up. Just give me 1 minute.
Yeah, maraming salamat sa course.
See, while estimating by analogy in Agile, uh, basically you opt for relative sizing approach, just like our t-shirt sizing or story point estimation, where you try to compare story sizes with other stories. That's how it is helpful. I know when making assumptions. Like for instance, if you have already estimated user story X by for 2 weeks, and you come
Okay.
across another user story Y, which is twice as large as X.
Okay.
See, just like this. Where is it? 1 second. It's just like t-shirt sizing itself.
Mhm.
Assume you came across a story which is 40 to 50 story points, and then you came across story two, which you feel that it's okay. It's three-fourth of it. Then you say, keeping this in mind, you kind of estimate this. Okay.
Do you,
So
do you
yeah,
sorry, Raji, but do you prioritize by the sizes, or it does not matter?
size doesn't matter. Customer
Yeah.
importance is what matters.
Okay. The final product.
How important is
But
the feature
in
for the customer?
But when you look into the t-shirt sizing techniques, right? When we
Uh-huh.
are applying the t-shirt sizing
Uh-huh.
techniques, do we say like, okay, we're gonna finish the extra large first, and then we're gonna do
No,
the small,
no, no,
or
no,
the
no,
other
no,
way?
no. No, no, it doesn't matter at all. It depends on customer says, okay, I want medium. I want this particular feature, be
Mhm.
it medium, be it Excel, be it large. Do that
Okay.
for the customer.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So, basically, this analogy technique is useful for very highly experienced teams in agile estimation. The reason for this is because
Uh-huh.
this particular technique requires prior experience in projects to provide a calculated relative estimation. So in this technique, the story sizes compared with each other to provide estimation. Like for example, if the team has already determined that a certain user story A will require 2 weeks to finish, then the
Mhm.
second user story B, which is thrice the size of A,
Mhm.
will be assigned a larger estimation number, just like this t-shirt sizing, as I was saying.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? What else you want to know?
I have I think three terminologies that I want to know. The first thing is minimum viable product. We talk about it. Can you
Yes.
say a little bit about it one more time?
Mhm. So minimum viable product MVP is
Okay.
nothing but a product that I can use or a
Mhm.
product that I can build in minimum time by spending minimum money and minimum effort and release it to the customer
So,
and
I
and then understand from the customer what else they're looking for. Like take for example,
yeah.
I am trainer.
Mhm,
Okay, you are my customer.
mhm.
Assume you ask for Scrum Master training deck. I'll put the basics of it, minimum whatever is required for Scrum Master, and give you the training deck. You are the customer. Now, by seeing that, you as a customer, you will tell, hey, okay, this looks good. Can you add this also? Can you add this also? Make sense?
Okay.
So you give a basic feature. Here, the basic feature I'm giving you is the training deck. Upon that, you might ask, okay, can you add analogy technique? Can you add the other techniques? Right? Where I keep adding those features. Make sense?
Uh-huh.
That's MVP.
Okay. What is DOD? We talk about definition of done.
Yes, it's the same thing. So definition of done is the criteria that has to be met to say that the user story is done. So assume there is a user story that was picked up by the team. Assume the user story was about creating username. The team has developed in the sprint. Now, when it goes to sprint review, we need to validate is it done as per the requirement. Like minimum length should be 6, maximum length should be 20, and all those things. We check that if everything is met, then we say the user story is done. Otherwise, the user story is not done. The minimum, the criteria that has to be met to say that the user story is done or not. Make sense?
So it could be, so the definition of done can be applied for just one sprint also, even for one sprint backlog, or is it?
No, no, no. For each and every story,
Yeah.
the definition of done has to be met. And
Okay,
this
okay.
definition of done is a common criteria that is defined for the complete project itself.
So when you have a product increment, when you get your product increment, that's when the we call it done, right? That's the definition of done, in other words.
Come again.
So when you have a product increment after the
Hmm.
sprint,
Hmm.
that's when the definition of done applies.
Yes, yes. Right, right.
Okay, that's what the done is. And what is invest? INVEST.
Invest stands for, I think I explained this again. One second, let me see if I have it. Yeah. Invest stands for independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, small, testable. If someone asks you,
Uh-huh.
what are the qualities a user story should have, then the answer is invest. The user story should be independent without any dependencies. The user story should be negotiable, wherein the team should you should the product owner should be able to negotiate with the team and make them understand. The user story should be valuable, that is by the end of the delivery of the story it should deliver some value. The user story should be estimable, team should be estimate team should be able to estimate. The user story should be as small as possible, and after development the user story should be testable. Make sense?
Yeah,
What else?
once again.
Hmm.
So, Rajiv, do you think you can, in like, in very briefly, right? Since I'm really new and I really don't know what to expect in the market,
Hmm.
can you just walk me through a day of of a Scrum Master? So, if I'm a Scrum Master, the first thing I do is I make sure that the meeting is being held, right? So, do I before the session, do I reach out to everyone and say, hey, we are meeting in 5 minutes, or do I just wait for everyone to be online? Can you please walk me through a little bit more practical steps of what the Scrum Master do?
See, first thing is, as a Scrum Master, first thing that we'll have in the morning is daily stand-up meeting. So at least you log in at least 15 minutes early, may see what are the action items that are pending and other things, so that you are prepared for daily stand-up meeting, and then
Mhm.
run through the daily stand-up meeting. After the daily stand-up meeting, if there are any action items that is on you, you take care of them by connecting with each and every individuals, and then uh, assume this is in the mid of the sprint, where you talk to the product owner, try to understand if there is anything help that is needed, and then you also talk to the project manager, try to understand if there is any inputs coming from stakeholders and things, and then you try to connect with the team itself, if there is any ambiguity, any issues, try to understand and fix those, and try to socialize with other scrum masters for some time, right? Try to understand what they're doing in their in their teams, what are the best practices that is followed, and then try to see if you can spend some time with the team, understand the metric, go through the metrics in the Jira, if there is any follow-ups that you have to do with the team members to close the stories and things, try to do that, and then finally um, yeah, make sure your Jira board and everything is fine, and make sure the team's development is going fine without any blockers or issues. Does it make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah. So, what I'm a little worried is like the first question I asked today. What if they just put me in a team? Are they going to train me a little bit, or are they just going to put me in the team and say, okay, from today, it's your job?
See, the thing is, first thing,
Yeah.
you will be joining as an experienced Scrum Master, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Uh, that means that they expect you to know things. So
Yeah.
Scrum concepts, you should be aware of it.
Yeah.
But project wise,
Yeah.
you can take help from them. So,
From my supervisor,
so
you mean?
no, the Scrum Master who is living or your supervisor or anyone,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
right? The outgoing Scrum Master can help you or your supervisor can help.
Oh, so there is a transition. There could be a transition phase. You mean
There could be transition of couple of days, obviously, right?
handover phase? Okay.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
but you should make sure you are perfectly clear on all the concepts related to Scrum. They should not make out that you are only having a theoretical knowledge of Scrum and not practical
Of course.
knowledge.
Of
Yeah.
course.
So you have to manage that. Yeah.
Of course. Well, Rajiv, that is all I have for now to ask you. Unless if you have any advice or any
No,
short of
no. But do well. Keep in touch.
yeah.
Don't worry. We are there for help,
Okay.
and you can reach out to me anytime.
Okay.
Maybe there might be a delay in response, but I will surely respond, and I can help you on job also. I'm doing that for a couple of people. I can
Okay.
help you there also. So let me know how. Whatever possible ways I can help. I can help, and any doubts anytime you can always ping me.
Okay, sounds good. We are doing. I think I'm gonna prepare my resume this week, and then from next week I'm gonna do the mock interview.
Mhm.
Uh, and if there's anything, I'll reach out to you. Sounds good, Rajiv.
Yeah, sure, sure, definitely you can do that.
All right. Thank you, Rajiv. I guess that is it then. Well, it was really nice meeting you, and thank you for all your help and
Hey,
your
sure,
time.
sure, sure. It was nice meeting you too. We'll keep in touch. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Rajiv. Have a good day.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye bye.
You too. You too. Bye.